You may have seen some photographs of World War I ships painted like this. But what is the reason behind this sort of camouflage? This type of naval camouflage is called dazzle painting. It was first used on British and Allied ships during the First World War. Its creation is credited to British naval artist Norman Wilkinson. At first sight, it may be confusing how this sort of painting could help save ships from torpedoes fired from German U-boats, because dazzle painting attracts attention to a ship rather than hiding it. There were attempts to develop a camouflage that could hide ships and reduce their visibility, but Allied navies could not succeed in this task because it was impossible to make a camouflage suitable for all weather conditions. That is why Allied navies turned to this approach of disruptive camouflage named dazzle. It was first adopted by the Admiralty in the UK and then by the United States Navy. Dazzle consisted of intersecting contrasting patterns of sharp geometric objects. Primary goal was to trick the enemy about the direction the ship was heading and make the attacker, usually German U-boats, take a bad firing position. As already said, its objective was not to conceal, but to confuse the enemy by making it difficult to estimate targets' heading, range, and speed. It had a few mechanisms of doing so. The sharp, striped patterns at bow and stern had a task of confusing the enemy about which end of the ship was which, so it confused German U-boats about the ship's direction. False bow waves were painted, creating misleading impressions about the speed of the ship. It is assumed that dazzle painting confused the operator of a certain type of rangefinder called coincidence rangefinder. Coincidence rangefinders were a naval artillery device for determining distance operated by a human that adjusted the mechanism until two half images lined up. Dazzle painting probably made that process harder, as sharp random contrasting lines confused the operator adjusting the rangefinder. It is not certain how effective dazzle camouflage actually was. The practical effectiveness of dazzle camouflage cannot be determined due to many factors that play a role in statistics. However, there are testimonies from German U-boats that confirm the effectiveness of this camouflage and the confusing effect it achieved. Further development of rangefinder technology and especially radar decreased the effectiveness of dazzle camouflage. However, it was still used in World War II. There were also World War II experiments with dazzle painting on aircraft.